watching The Chew, Oregon State's official Orange Media Network's official news show. I'm Miles Sadler. Our top story tonight, elections and controversy at ASOSU. On Monday, we hosted the 2025 ASOSU presidential and vice presidential debate, moderated by Chew anchor Andre Bedoya Bunch and the ASOSU beat reporter for the Daily Barometer, Fox Perez. 4 tickets debated on topics ranging from campus safety to student worker wages. Here is each ticket's opening statement.
Thank you, Andre and Fox, for the introduction, and good evening, Beavers. My name is Kayla Ramirez, and I'm running to be your ASOSU president. I currently serve as a peer navigator for the Basic Needs Center, and in ASOSU, I serve on your student fee committee as a liaison for the Basic Needs Center, and I'm proud to say I'm a member of the CAPS Advisory Board. I'm proud to be here tonight with my running mate.
Hi, my name is Masha Makilevsky, and I'm running for ASOSU Vice President. I work at the HIWGC right now, which is a job I really love. We're both from a background of activism on campus and community organizing, and we're proud to be on the organizing committee of OSU Student Workers, which is a current unionization effort for undergraduate students. And we're also endorsed by them and the Coalition of Graduate Employees.
Yeah, like Masha said, we're really proud to be endorsed by both student worker unions here on campus. We're happy to be here tonight and dedicate even further our commitment to this community, and we're really happy to be here.
Hi everyone, we're The Damn Dream, and I'm Chantel Velasquez. I am running for VP because I believe that every student deserves to feel seen, heard, and supported on this campus. With my experience in community leadership and policy advocacy in the personal level and in the state level, as a former legislative intern for Senator Jalma and currently the communications intern for the BIPOC caucus for this legislative session. I'm committed to promote transparency, equity, and sustainability within campus. Together, Sadie's and I can make OSU a place where every student can thrive, not just academically, but mentally and socially.
And I'm Mercedes. I'm your presidential ticket for The Damn Dream. I'm a part of the Senate right now, and I'm on the Budget Committee. I'm also a Beaver Connect peer mentor, and I'm a part of the Cascadia Copas Hub as a fellowship, student fellowship as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Camus. I'm the presidential candidate in the DAM initiative. I currently serve as the ASOSU Presidential Affairs Director on the Executive Cabinet, working closely with the executive staff, which is a position I really love and value. I am here tonight and I'm running because I see a lot of changes that need to happen on campus that haven't been happening, so I'm honored to be a part of that change.
Hello everyone, my name is Elisa Gomez Silva. I use she, her, AM pronouns. I'm currently a second-year, first-generation college student studying Spanish and political science because I want to make a change on campus and I want to make sure that every student feels seen, because as part of an underrepresented community, I know what it's like to not have your voice heard, and I want to make sure that everyone has their voice heard. I'm currently the Leadership Development Activities Coordinator for the Residence Hall Association and also serve as a senator on the ASOSU Senate. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight.
Hello everyone, I'm Eliza. I think I bring a unique perspective as I've been both an undergraduate and graduate student in Oregon State. I know and have experienced the challenges that students face from convocation to commencement. I also have been in the Senate for the past 2 years and a member of the Budgets Committee, advocating and writing legislation for increased transparency and advocacy for responsible spending of the student fee. I've also supported legislation for sustainability initiatives. In addition to that, I work at the Memorial Union and am a student athlete on the cross-country and track team.
Hi all, I'm Sean Durr. I'm running for Vice President. I've also served on the Senate this last year. During my tenure as a senator, I have authored legislation to increase bathroom privacy across campus, as well as been a consistent advocate for a 24-hour library to return. Through my experience in the Senate, as well as the many summers I've spent as a camp counselor, I believe I have the compromise, mediation, and collaboration skills necessary to be an effective and efficient Vice President.
To watch the full debate, check out the recording on the KBVR TV YouTube channel. Several other positions are up for election, including 18 Senate seats and the Student Fee Committee chair. Ballots close tomorrow at 3 p.m. However, tonight's ASOSU story goes beyond the current election, which is set upon a backdrop of controversy over the past several months. Just earlier this week, ASOSU Vice President Zach Kawash resigned via a scathing email. In the email, he cites frustration with the work culture at ASOSU and the toxic effect it's had on his mental health. Per the email, quote, no matter what I've done to make ASOSU a better place to work, no matter what I try to do to hopefully make it better, it's never enough. I can't keep skipping class or missing assignments or canceling on my friends for a job that has unequivocally shown time and time again to be downright terrible and populated with the cruelest people I've met in my life, end quote. It's unclear how Kawash's resignation will affect the election, as he was the chief elections officer, though this resignation follows much controversy within ASOSU over the past several months, including an investigation of the Judicial Council for violating public meeting law. On January 24th, President Audrey Schlatter posted an open letter to the ASOSU Instagram, claiming that the Senate had voted to rewrite the judicial branch policies to disband it. The letter was read at the Board of Trustees meeting a week prior and asked for the Board of Trustees for aid in restabilizing ASOSU due to a small group trying to push an agenda. As stated on the ASOSU website, the judicial branch's mission is to provide advice to government agencies and groups, settle conflicts between parties, and issue binding rulings, injunctions, and recommendations. Whether or not the branch will be officially dissolved is still up in the air, though. The judicial branch is the third arm of the student government, along with the Senate and the executive branch, which houses the Independent Student Fee Committee. In the statement, Schlatter writes about the ASOSU Senate and its apparent overreach. Quote, "The ASOSU Senate has chosen to ignore this precedent and strip away powers from 2 of the 4 bodies within ASOSU, silencing the authority of judicial review and the voice of elected SFC members," end quote. She also expresses doubt in this year's student fee recommendation, stating, quote, "I cannot, with the same confidence, say that there will be the same level of integrity in the year's fee recommendation," per reporting from the Daily Barometer. The statement was also signed by Kawash, as well as Judicial Council Chair Madison Jones and Student Fee Committee Chair Sophia Nowers. Moving from student to national government, the first month of the Trump presidency has been marked by a slew of executive actions varying in legality and with yet unknown consequences. As a part of his agenda against undocumented immigrants, Trump is attempting to challenge sanctuary laws which provide certain protections to those immigrants. The potential success of these challenges remains to be seen, as Oregon has enacted sanctuary laws. These actions have a potential impact on the security of international residents here in Oregon, and even international students here on campus. On January 24th, Oregon State University students received an email responding to these and other federal policy changes and directing questions to various resources across the school or state. Some of the resources include the Division of Research and Innovation for inquiries about federal funding, the Office of International Services for Immigration Concerns, the Office of Equal Opportunity and Access if they are experiencing harassment or discrimination based on status, and some of the mental health resources like counseling and psychological services accessible to students on campus. The email signatures include Kevin Doherty and Stephen Jenkins, co-acting vice provost for student affairs among other top OSU officials. They write, quote, "Consistent with its commitment to success for all students, OSU supports and values international students, students with DACA and undocumented students. OSU complies with all federal and state laws related to immigration, including Oregon's sanctuary promise laws. Oregon sanctuary promise laws provide a safety net to undocumented Oregonians or those of certain racial backgrounds whose citizenship statuses are more likely to be questioned. In particular, the laws limit local and state law enforcement from investigating, asking you about your immigration status, or assisting other agencies in immigration enforcement. Though it is worth noting that there are exceptions to these rules. In response to the uncertainty from federal challenges to sanctuary laws, groups on campus like ASOSU's Legal Services are providing info sessions to international students. For more information on events such as these, students are encouraged to keep track of their social media for updates. On the topic of supporting international students and students of different cultures, there are a plethora of cultural clubs and organizations on campus for students to get involved in, including cultural centers such as the Central Cultural Cesar Chavez and clubs such as the Arab Student Union. One OSU student, Heba Bater, event planner for the Arab Student Union, reflected upon the value clubs like the one she is a part of have on international students, saying, quote, "Clubs pertaining to culture affect the student population in a lot of positive ways. It helps people of certain ethnicities feel seen and represented at OSU, and it helps students make like-minded friends and a safe space for people to talk about the things pertaining to their club, to their culture that students can relate to. And it creates a sense of community." Up next, a train bridge collapse. In early January, residents near Avery Park were given quite a shock when a trestle bridge over Marys River suddenly collapsed under a freight train's weight. According to Portland Western Railroad, who owns the bridge as well as the rail line, the bridge was inspected last November and was deemed safe for rail traffic, though their own investigation determined that high waters and drift buildup caused the collapse. Due to the crash, a train car filled with fertilizer fell into the river along with several pieces of debris, leaving potential concern about the impact the crash had on the local environment and drinking water. The fertilizer was identified as urea, a nitrogen and ammonia-based compound that is potentially hazardous to fish and humans in large quantities. However, according to Dylan Derling, a public affairs specialist at the Department of Environmental Quality, the department expects little environmental impact.
Is that all sampling didn't show elevated levels. Even though you had this large quantity of material, urea get into the water. Thankfully, water was flowing high enough that it really helped, dilute what was in there.
In further response, the DEQ also reported that wood and metal debris from the bridge had little effect on the local area. In the months since the crash, ecological contractors have completed cleanup efforts. When asked about the status of the situation, Tom Sayuba at Portland Western Railroad said, quote, "Incident response is complete, and we are currently assessing reconstruction of the affected portion of the trestle. Portland Western Railroad thanks our team, local first responders, our response contractors, and state agencies that worked in conjunction with us." While the cleanup has concluded, it is unknown when the bridge will be rebuilt and when trains will resume running through the area. Stick around. After the break, changes to the backcourt curriculum and a check-in on the new engineering building, funded in large part by Tech CEO Jensung Huang.
Are you the person your grandparents call when their TV stops working?
No, okay, so you want to hit the large red button. No, Meemaw, that's the blue button. I can tell you pressing the blue button.
Have you ever turned something off and then back on and it magically worked?
Do you ever look at someone using technology wrong and in your head you think, man, this person is not doing this right, but you kind of decide not to say anything because that could be rude, but it also would save that person so much time?
Have you ever dreamt of untangling cables?
Do batteries look like a tasty snack to you, and you tried to eat them once, but then you got sick, but after you recovered you did it again because deep down you knew that the batteries would give you so much energy? Do you feel a deep sense of purpose when you push a button?
If any of this applies to you, you may be entitled to financial compensation. As a student engineer at KBVR TV.
No experience required. An endless fountain of audiovisual knowledge awaits.
All right, we go live in 5, 4,
Ready, camera 2. And wipe it.
Welcome to KBVR TV. Come join our team.
Welcome back to the Chew. For this next section, we are featuring stories from the Daily Barometer. View a text version of these stories on the Daily Barometer's website. Our first story was featured on the front page. Oregon State University is changing its baccalaureate core curriculum for the first time in over 30 years. The new curriculum will only apply to incoming undergraduate and transfer students starting in the summer of 2025. It was originally approved in October of 2022 by the Faculty Senate. The general education requirements have been, quote, overhauled, according to Mackenzie Huber, Director of Core Education in the Office of Academic Affairs. These changes have been made to account for shifting student demographics, accessibility, and OSU's eCampus program, which enrolls students across the nation. According to Huber, these changes were made in conversation with college faculty, leadership, and staff campus experts. Though students may notice some similarities between curricula, Huber explains that variations were reworked into courses to meet the new requirements. One major change to the program is the new Signature Core, which are upper division courses set to challenge students to apply critical thinking and solution-seeking skills. Courses like Difference, Power, and Oppression are offered at an advanced level for every major. These courses are designed to help students recognize barriers to access fields like engineering. To assist prospective transfer students, the new core transfer map helps them determine how credits are earned at another college would intersect with the new curriculum. Huber emphasized the importance of this as a means of equity and accessibility, especially for students from underrepresented communities who start at community colleges. As Huber puts it, quote, OSU is focused on student success. We have a new curriculum designed to meet the needs of our students and to meet them where they're at, end quote. Around the intersection of Monroe and 23rd Street, construction is underway on Oregon State University's newest research building, which will house material science research, artificial intelligence technology, and more. This building, named after Jensung Wang and Lori Mills Wang, was initially called the Jensung Wang and Lori Mills Wang Collaborative Innovation Complex. It is expected to open by 2026. According to a press release from Oregon State University, Jensung Wang is a OSU alumnus and the founder and CEO of the tech company NVIDIA. Together with Lori Wang, they collectively donated $50 million, hence the building's name. According to another press release by the OSU Foundation, the rest of the funding was provided by other sources, such as bonds of the state legislature, the Wayne and Gladys Foundation, and internally sourced university funds for a total cost of $213 million. As of right now, construction is anticipated to finish by 2027, aiming for the exterior to begin in March of 2026, with internal configurations beginning sometime in September and installation of the supercomputer in October 2026. According to the complex's website, the supercomputer will be one of the nation's most powerful, and the facilities within may be used for research that dives further into robotics and artificial intelligence systems. Huang Complex's academic lead, Belinda Batten, is a senior advisor to the provost for strategic initiatives and a professor of mechanical engineering. According to Batten and the complex's website, the building will be 143,000 square feet with 3 stories. The building aims to feature research facilities on the first floor with extensive offices for students and staff on the floors above. Additionally, OSU's capital forecast containing their 10-year financial plan includes a plan to demolish Weniger Hall, allowing them to develop a plaza and transit hub in its place. Up next, a new Benton County Crisis Center is set to open this spring. Construction on the mental health facility began in the summer of 2023. The center will act as a voluntary walk-in treatment center and an alternative to an emergency room. Once the facility is fully operational, services will range from short-term therapy and skills training to stabilizing individuals experiencing a mental health crisis. It'll also serve as a transition point to longer-term psychological care. The center hopes to divert individuals in crisis from higher levels and more expensive forms of care. The inpatient cost of the facility per day will be less than half of that of a typical hospital, according to Benton County Health. The facility will have a, quote, no wrong door policy, welcoming community members, and OSU students alike. According to the Benton County Health, the crisis center will be open 24/7 and will treat patients of all ages, regardless of insurance status. Located on 4th Street, the site is central to transportation, emergency services, and service providers. The center will also serve as a resource for community partners, helping to connect community members in need with behavioral health resources. The building itself will feature trauma-informed design as well as ADA accessibility. Much of the design focuses on alleviating the stressors connected to traditional healthcare facilities. The creation of the building was informed by a special design committee made up of expertise from groups like the Corvallis Daytime Drop-In Center, Strengthening Rural Families, and Oregon State University. A big focus of the committee was awareness and empathy of the reality of an individual in crisis, according to project manager Ricky Garcia. The facility will have 5 stabilization recliners patients can use for up to 23 hours and 6 respite beds, which can be occupied for up to 29 days. Thank you for watching The Chew. For the latest OSU news, follow The Chew on Instagram. I'm Miles Sadler. Have a good night.